All right, so now we're going to talk about the process psychology and why we're doing what we're doing. What we want to be able to do is understand that there's two main processes. A lot of people don't get this, even after the training and it being in the books. There are two specifically different processes. Marva, this is imperative for us to understand. One is the follow-up process. Again, follow-up process is really simple. For the first 30 days, email, phone call, email, phone call, email, phone call, email, phone call. Humor me, everybody.
Email, phone call, email, phone call, email,
phone call, email,
until.
phone call. All right, there we go. We get it, right?
Right.
Quick, what is it? Absolutely. That's all it is for the first 30 days, without exception, without fail. You don't want to get pushed back on people like, oh, it's too much. Here's why it's absolutely not too much. Simple reason why it's not too much is this, is that the average internet prospect is searching 5 to 7 other dealerships or websites. Fact one. Fact two, that you only have an average of about a 15% read open rate for an email. Fact three is that you only have an 11 to 14% connection ratio off of the phone attempts. So if that's the case, why would you turn around and give them an internet break after 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, etc.? The day that you give them an internet break or what have you is the day that your competitor that might not even be as awesome as you, by dumb luck, you know, hello, hey, want to come in? Sure. Boom, you're done. Does that make sense to everybody?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you want to have a methodical phone attempt, a methodical email attempt. And that automation doesn't stay. And here's the differentiator right here. I'm not crazy. If you get somebody that responds to you on the phone, sends you an email template, I'm not saying keep that same protocol, email, phone call, email, phone call. And I've got dealers that do that. They don't understand that once there's some type of escalation in communication, you're supposed to stop. Once there's some type of escalation, it was some type of contact communication, the automation protocol stops. And now we're in a different protocol. We are in the engagement process. Okay? And what is the engagement process? The engagement process is on a case-by-case basis. For example, if it is a email engagement, so let's say somebody responded to your email, depending on what the heck they say in the email is going to dictate how you respond to them. If they want price, availability, confirmation, a hug, whatever the hell it is, you need to respond via email, but sell the escalation to a phone call, right?
Exactly.
Now, if it is a connection, if it's an engagement over the phone, that's what we do, right? If it's an outgoing phone call process, rules of engagement state, we have a 10-step outgoing phone call process. We are to try to execute that phone process, that 10-step road to the appointment type scenario, and there's only one or two outcomes. We're going to make the appointment or we're not going to make the appointment. Am I missing anything? No. Okay, if we make the appointment, bing, 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 we're a winner. If we don't make the appointment, there's two reasons why we don't make the appointment. Either we couldn't overcome an objection, we weren't able to properly qualify them, identify expectations, etc., which in turn, our protocol is to set up for a TO. The appointment setter is going to 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 the internet consultant, the internet sales manager, the internet director, a sales manager on the floor, whatever. Or they don't need a TO, but they're just not ready to go to the next level. It's not a dead lead, it's not a TO need. For example, I'm talking to Susie Smith and we're talking about, let's say, a Tahoe or something like that, and then all of a sudden she's like, oh, I gotta go. What's that? Are you okay? No, my daughter's having soccer practice. I almost forgot. You know, I'll call you later. Boom. You know what I mean? There's a ton of different reasons that you have to develop a pipeline, a sales funnel, and it's not always closing appointments. Does that make sense to everybody? Mm-hmm. All right, so good. I'm going to repeat that again, and YouTube people, you could rewind. You've got to understand that there's two main processes. There's a follow-up process, and there's an engagement process. The follow-up process is to try to get to the engagement. Email, phone call, email, phone call, email, phone call. We're trying to instigate, we're trying to create momentum for some type of communication. You can't sell something to nobody, right? So now, let's say you engage somebody, automation stops, and it's on a case-by-case basis. Depending on what's going on, it's going to dictate how you handle the situation. So, anybody have any questions before we actually go through the tool about the overall process protocol? Time check? 5 minutes? Perfect. Okay, I want you guys to forward to the ILM screen. Take a look. This is a real dealer, but this is an example. Okay, this is what should happen. I don't care what tool you have, but I want to be able to do this. If I'm an appointment setter, I come into the dealership, all I want to do, the very first thing I want to be able to do after I do my 3-minute books, we'll get into that later, After I do my 3-minute books, I want to turn around and just look at my day, see what type of appointments I've got coming in, see what's there so I can get prepared. Now, after I do that, I want to handle my fresh leads. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at if I have any fresh leads. And how do I say handle? I mean make the phone call attempts because the emails are automatically executed through my automated email action plan. Everybody following so far? Mm-hmm. Okay, so now after I handle my fresh leads, the next thing I want to do, see this tool is kind of cool because it kind of breaks it down like an assembly line. After I handle my fresh leads, I want to see if I have any responses. Responses are anybody that emailed me back. And again, after I do my responses, then I want to turn around and go into my all actives, my follow-ups. And then these are all my, long-term follow-ups or, future prospects, etc. Now, why am I doing it that way? Because you want to make sure, you can put this on me for a second, so you want to make sure that you are prioritizing yourself. Again, in business, you got to be careful of distractions disguised as opportunities. You got to be careful of distractions disguised as opportunities. What I mean by that is that you don't want to just follow up with all sorts of stuff. I can't tell you how many dealers I engage over the phone, over on-site consultation at a workshop, and I analyze them, and you know what they're doing? They're spending most of their time playing air traffic control cop, trying to find a viable opportunity to engage. Again, the way that you should look at a CRM or an internet lead management tool like it's a file cabinet. You can have a big file cabinet with just one drawer, and it's a hell of a mess, which is most dealership CRMs. Or you can have a file cabinet that's beautiful. It's got multiple drawers, all right? You open up the drawers, they've got these beautiful file folders. With colored tabs. Can you see that? It's organized, right or wrong.
Right.
One big folder with a bunch of crap in it, or organization. Right. Like Dr. Covey says again, put first things first. You want to make sure you're going to be able to put first things first. So that's what I want to do. I want to engage my hottest opportunities. Fresh leads, then responses, and then all active. You need to find a tool where you can go into here and see all your active leads and start boom, 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 boom. Now let's go through control panel. I want to go to a real coordinator. Anthony, give me a coordinator here.
You can go to Justin or
Okay, so
Nicole.
I'm in Justin, so let's do this for real. Put it back on there. Ooh. Here's an example of what not to do. You do not want to use, guys, for my clients here, you do not want to use this ILM if you have coordinators as an action plan for phone calls. See, this is completely a waste of time. I shouldn't have to go into here and know who to call. This is a complete waste of time right here. All you need to be able to do, the only thing that should be on your appointment calendar or your appointment board in your ILM or CRM are things that are happening. I have, an appointment that's coming in. I need to, get prepped for a test drive. I've got an appointment showing up, or I have to make a specific phone call. What do I mean by specific? If a customer told me to call them at this certain time, then I'll put it here as a specific time. If a customer says they're going to call me at a specific time, then I'm going to put it here. Or, for example, let's say I keep calling a prospect before 5 o'clock. I might want to set a reminder, hey, try to call this guy after 6 o'clock or after 5:30. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Right. But you don't want to have a Forrest Gump, call this customer, because your process protocol should dictate that. Watch, you go in. If I'm a coordinator, I want to handle my fresh leads. After I handle my fresh leads, look at this. That was a manager before. Now you see what really happens. These are 6 responses. These are real responses that people email them. I should be getting these people, right? And then after I handle responses, I should go to follow-up. These are my all active leads. So what happens is this. I should go into the first one, then phone call. Anthony, put this on the screen. Okay, phone call. Oh, I got somebody on the phone. I go through my my whole 10-step road to the appointment. And then guess what? I either make the appointment or I don't. If I don't make the appointment, I go down. And then you just keep going. Phone call. That's the whole job. It's like a typewriter. Watch. Ching. Okay. Phone call. Ching. Phone call. That's what it is. This is a simple thing. The more leads you have, the more times you got to call these people. The more times you attempt to call these people, the more bodies you get on the phone. The more bodies you get on the phone, the more appointments you can make. The more confirmation of appointments, the more people show up. The more people show up, the more people buy cars. More people buy cars, we're all making money. Right or wrong?
Right.
Yeah.
That's it. This is a freaking numbers game. You need, as directors, to figure out a way, how can you get maximum penetration on the phone, back on the board? Because what happens is this, is that you also need to have either a dedicated internet sales consultant, or if you open it up to the floor, which is totally okay, you need to have point guards. Where you certain people, when they're not doing product presentation, demo drive, and delivery, they should be pounding the phones and making appointments as well. Why should they? Because whatever they make, they take. Think of Hungry Hungry Hippo, boom, 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 the marbles. Whatever they make, they take, plus they're in the internet rotation for internet ups. Now, why would I do that? Let's say, for example, everybody's in Monday, bell to bell. I know that's not reality, but let's say they are. So, Sean, what are you saying? Well, the only people that are going to get leads round robin to the coordinator. So let's say this is Justin's file, right? Let's say Marva is an analyst. A coordinator. Let's say Marva is a coordinator, and let's say Sean Bradley is the sales ninja, right? I'm on the sales floor, and I want to make extra money. So guess what? Point up here. Marva's going to start from the top of her file and work her way down. Now check this out. You see where it says last update lead age, right? Check this out, ready? You click that button, boom! It's reversed. Do you see that? It's magic, people. It's magic. That's why it's called iMagic Labs. Alright, so do you follow me? So now what I could do is, as a salesperson, I could start from the top, working down, but in reality I'm starting from the oldest leads, working my way forward, whereas the coordinator is starting from the freshest leads, working way down. So it's double penetration. And I'm turning around and I'm going from oldest to freshest, she's going, or he's going, from freshest to oldest, and then we flip-flop. That's how you're going to get, success in this department. When you're able to turn around and have maximum